So we're going to place our wrists under our shoulders, our knees, right below our hips. Nice flat back. And we're just going to start with a few cat-cows. So we're going to inhale, round our back, look toward our belly button, tailbone tucked in, and on your exhale, roll your shoulders down your spine, push your chest through your arms, tailbone and gaze come up. And inhale, reverse the position, rounded back, looking towards your belly button. We're just going to take a few more of those on our own with our breath. And one more. And exhale. We're going to return to a neutral spine in tabletop. And on your next inhale, I want you to extend your right arm in front of you as your left leg kicks back. Take a deep stretch. You're going to feel that in your lower back. And on your exhale, you can connect them together or just return to a tabletop. Same side, we're going to inhale, reach your right arm and your left arm back. Try to keep a straight back, your wrists still under your shoulders. And return. One more deep inhale. Try to reach for the opposite ends of the room. And exhale, place your hand down, but place your ball of your foot back. And then tilt your hips back slightly to feel that stretch in your calves. You can go side to side. On your inhale, maybe press a little farther back. And exhale, release the tension. Just really feeling that stretch in the back of your left leg, mainly in the calves. And one more deep stretch on your inhale. And exhale, return to tabletop. Place your right foot in between your hands. Come up to a crescent lunge. Hips face forward. Maybe they angle a little bit forward as you get an arch in your small back. Engaging your core to keep your balance. Gaze. And exhale, I want you to cross your right foot over your left. Lean back into a cross-legged fold. Big inhale. We're going to have our arms reach in front of us like a seated Urdhva Hastasana, looking toward the sky. And exhale, fall to the right as your right arm comes down and your left arm reaches up and over, biceps by your ears, feeling the stretch in your left side body. And inhale, come up, both arms above, and then fall to the left. Keep your shoulders rolled down your back. And inhale, come up. And exhale, place your left arm on your right knee and your right arm behind you. You're just going to do a small twist to the back of the room, feeling that stretch in your lower back, chest open. And inhale, return both arms above. And switching sides, right arm comes to left knee, left arm comes. Just really feeling that twist in the low back. Now keep your back arm where it is and just meet the hand and clasp them together. Punch the earth down with your inhale, opening up the chest, gazing toward the sky, squeezing your shoulder blades together. And exhale, fold and release in front of you. Here, your shoulders are nice and broad. You can walk your hands out as much as they can, keeping that fold. Fold so much over your feet so that you return to a tabletop position. We're going to take one cat-cow here. Inhale, gaze and tailbone comes up. And exhale, reverse the position, rounded back. Then return to a neutral spine, and we're just going to take that on the other side. So this time, your left arm reaches out in front of you as your right arm, or as your right leg is back behind you. Lean forward and engage your core to keep your balance. And exhale, you can connect together or just return to a tabletop. Inhale again, reaching your left arm and your right leg. Really feeling that power in your low back, maybe your glute, engaging the core. And exhale, return. Take a deep breath here. And last one, we're going to reach our left arm and our right foot, flexing that right foot as if you're going to stand on the wall behind you. Biceps by your ears, using your core to keep your balance. And then just place that right foot down on the ball of your foot. Place both of your hands into their tabletop position and just gently lean your hips back so you feel that stretch in your right calf. And just flow this with your breath. You want to inhale, lean back, and exhale, release. And you can put your hips side to side. Just feeling that stretch where you need to in this leg as we warm up our body. And exhale, bend that knee so you're in tabletop. And this time, place your left leg in between your hands. And then rise up to a crescent lunge. Heart is high, gaze is towards the sky, hips are forward. Just a slight back bend as you feel the stretch in your right thigh muscle. Breathe into that stretch, using your warmed up core to keep your balance. And exhale, release. Cross your right legs over your left leg over your right to come to an easy seated position. We're going to take that one more time. So inhale, arms come above you. And exhale, fall to the right. Right arm reaches for the floor. Left tricep is by your ear. Feeling that stretch into your left side body as you breathe into it. And inhale, return to center, both arms above you. And exhale to the left. Reaching that right arm up and over your ear. It's a nice gentle stretch in the side body. Inhale, return to center. Then exhale, place your left hand on your right knee. Arm comes behind you. Gazing over the right shoulder. And inhale, both arms come up. Now take it to the left side. So right arm comes to left knee, left arm behind you. Gazing over the left shoulder. And then return to Urdhva Hastasana with your arms. And bend over them into a tabletop position. While you're in tabletop, take a deep inhale. And exhale, tuck your toes under, hips come up and back into your first downward facing dog of the day. Keeping your elbows out to protect your joints. Heels come down to the ground. This is where I like to find a little movement. Just getting the blood flowing before we start our flow. Inhale, look towards your hands. Come to your tippy toes, bend your knees, and walk up to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, return your hands to heart center. So this is where I like to set the intention of the day. Of course, you can pick your own or choose the one here. This says, because you believed you could, so you did. Let these words be your anchor and your reminder that you have the strength and the will to do what it takes. There is nothing you cannot accomplish if you put your mind and heart to it. Always believe that you can, and you will. So you believed you could, and then so you did. Breathe in that intention, and exhale. We're going to start our Sun Salutation A. So on your next inhale, arms come up, Urdhva Hastasana, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up to a halfway lift, hands on the ground, your shins, your thighs. So a nice flat back that's parallel to your mat. And on your exhale, place both feet back behind you. Lean so your shoulders are over your wrists, and lower all the way down to the mat, keeping your shoulders tucked in. Inhale, arms by under your armpits. Rise up, rolling your shoulders down your back for your Cobra Pose. Feeling that strength in the low back. And exhale, tuck your toes in. Hips come up and back to a downward facing dog. All right, we're going to take that one more time. So look towards your hands. You can bend your knees, step or float to the top of the mat. Inhale, rise for an Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, swan dive for a forward fold. Inhale, rise up, halfway lift. And exhale, place both feet back behind you. And slowly lower down to the mat, elbows tucked into your side body. Inhale, you can come up for Cobra again, Or you can straighten your arms and lift your knees and legs, hovering over the mat for an upward facing dog. Those shoulders still roll down your back. And then exhale, tuck your toes under, hips come up and back, downward facing dog. We will take our sun salutation one more time. Inhale, look towards your hands. You can step or float to the top of the mat, whatever works for you. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise for a halfway lift. Exhale, both feet come behind you and lower down to the mat. Inhale, rise for Cobra or upward facing. And come up and back, downward facing dog. Breathe here. Maybe pedal out your feet again before we move into our sun salutation B. So inhale, tailbone high. Look towards your hands. Elbows come out so you protect your joints. And step or float to the top of the mat. Inhale this time, bend your knees and rise up for chair pose. Sink back into your heels so you can see your toes. Arms wide. Half chair. Arms wing back behind you, palms facing down. Inhale up, pose. And exhale, straighten your legs and bow forward into a forward fold. Inhale, rise for halfway lift. Exhale, step your feet back to all the way to the mat. Inhale, rise up for upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg comes up for a three-legged dog. And exhale, bend your knee and place your right foot in between your hands. Spin that back foot down so your back arch aligns with your front heel. Just rise your arms up. Hips are square and forward into a warrior one. Take an inhale here. And exhale, lower your head to the mat. And come back to your downward facing dog. On your next inhale, left leg comes up this time. Then bend your knee. On your exhale, place your left foot in between your hands. Inhale, spin the back foot down. Rise up to warrior one. Keeping that nice bend in the front knee. Hips are square and forward. Slight back bend as you gaze up. And exhale, forward fold. Place your knees back into a downward facing dog. Take a deep breath here. Again, finding movement in between this. And on your next inhale, look towards your hands, bend your knees, and step or float to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees, come up for a chair pose. This time, we're going to bring our hand to heart center, lean forward, and hook your left elbow on the outside of your right knee for a revolved chair pose. Take a deep breath here and exhale. One more deep inhale. And on your next exhale, lower your left knee to the ground, keeping your hands where they are, keeping that bend in your right leg. And just open your arms out wide. Have your chest face the side of the room, really feeling that twist in your side body. Just breathe here. Then exhale, return to your low lunge. Your left foot is on the ball of your foot. Right leg is bent. Meet both feet in front of you for a forward fold. Your hands under your feet, really feeling that stretch in your hamstrings. Just breathe here. Hands out from under your feet. Return to your normal. Just on the side. So inhale, come up to chair pose. Sink back into your heels. Knees bent. Your seat is sitting back. Hands come to heart center. And hook your right elbow on the outside of your right thigh for revolved chair pose. Feeling the fire in your legs, take a deep breath here. And exhale, place your right knee down. So now you're in a revolved lunge and just open up your arms to deepen that twist. Chest is open and proud. Inhale, deep twist. And exhale, return both hands to the mat. Tuck your toes in. Rise to a low lunge. And then exhale, come back to a downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale here. And exhale, bend your knees to tabletop. Kiss your big toes together. Knees come out wide. And sink back into your seat for a child's pose. As you just soak up the flow that you just did. Take a deep inhale and a big exhale. One more. And then rise up to a tabletop position. Deep inhale here. And exhale, tuck your toes under, hips come up and back for a downward facing dog. Biceps by your ears, heels down, elbows out to the side to protect your joints. Tailbone is high as you're gazing towards your belly button. And on your next inhale, this time your right foot will rise. And then bend that knee in between your hands. Spin your back foot down so your back foot arch aligns with your front heel. Then spin your arms open so your chest is open to the left side of the room. Arms come to a T and you're in a warrior two. Gaze past your right arms. Get that bend in the front knee. Maybe shift your knee a little bit over to the right. On your next inhale, I want you to spin your arms up and over. Maybe shorten your stance a little bit. So we return to our warrior one, as we did when we did our sun salutations. Really feeling that stretch in the calves, hips face forward, shoulders are rolled down your back. And exhale, I want you to tilt forward over that bent knee. Keep tilting as your back foot rises as well, keeping it parallel with your mat. You can flex or point until you're in a warrior three. Focus on something unmoving, a point right below you. Using your core to keep your balance. And exhale, take a big step back. Windmill your arms open again to return to your warrior two. Deepen that bend in the front knee, gazing over your right fingertips. This time, flip your palms up. Reach your arm up to the sky as you ground your left arm down by your legs. You are in a reverse warrior. Keep that deep bend in the front knee, feeling that stretch in the right side body. And exhale, return to a low lunge. Frame your foot with your hands. Come up to the ball of your foot. Gaze at your front foot. Then exhale, return to a forward fold. Here, I want you to heel toe your feet so they're on the outside of your mat, toes pointing out. And come into a Malasana Squat. Hands are at prayer. Push your knees out away from you with your elbows and gaze in front of you. Really feeling that opening up in your hips. You can keep your hands at heart center. You can put them on the ground. Maybe you can move side to side to feel some movement with your hips. Whatever feels right for you. Really, the point here is just to open up your hips. Then place both hands on the ground. Heel toe your feet back together till you're in a forward fold. Inhale, rise. Urdhva slight back bend, arms by your ears. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to a halfway lift. And exhale, just step both feet back to a downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. And we're going to do that flow on the other side. So this time, raise your left foot, back and up behind you. Bend your knee, place it in between your hands, spin that back foot down, and windmill your arms open up to the right side of the room. Keeping that bend in the front knee, maybe shifting your left knee to the left a little bit as you gaze past your left hands. Feel the strength in your left knee. Reach for both ends of the room. Nice, strong arms, open chest. And on your next inhale, keeping that bend in the front knee, shorten your stance a little bit so your feet are closer together. And this time, square your hips to the front and arms come up for a warrior one. A slight back bend here. Make sure that bend in the front knee is still there. Hips are square, so you're really feeling that stretch in the side of your right calf muscle. And exhale, come to the ball of your back foot. Lean forward, forward, forward. And as you lean your chest forward, your back foot will come up. So you're making one long line with your body. Keep just the slightest bend in your standing foot so you don't put pressure on your joints. You're using your thigh muscle to keep you up. And on your next exhale, deep step back, windmill your arms open to a warrior two. Just settle in here. Notice if you feel any different on this side than you did on the last flow. And breathe into those differences. Breathe into where you can honor your body the most right now. Big inhale here. And on your next exhale, flip your palms up to the sky and gaze your right arm down your right leg as your left arm comes up and over into reverse warrior. Gaze toward that top hand. Return the bend in your front knee. Just breathe here. And inhale, rise up to a warrior two. Just for a moment before you frame your front foot with your hands and return to a low lunge. Gaze at your front foot. Step both feet together into a forward fold. Then heel toe your feet out to the edge of your mat. Then squat for your Malasana Squat, your Yogq squat. Really opening up those hips. Chest is up and proud. Nice straight back. Weight is in your heels. And just using this moment to open up your hips as we're going to get ready for tree pose. Place both hands down in front of you. Heel toe your feet back together. Inhale, rise up for an Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, dive over your legs for forward fold. Inhale, rise, halfway lift. Exhale, feet go back into a downward facing dog. Take a breath here as this is your home base. Tailbone high, heels toward the ground. Gaze toward the belly button. Nice broad shoulders, open back. And look towards your hands. You can step or float to the top of the mat. Inhale, rise up again for Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, return your hands to heart center. Take a deep breath here. And exhale. Here we are going to move into tree pose. So you can keep your feet, both feet on the ground, and just open up your hips to the front of the room. So bend that right knee. You can pitch your foot right against your ankle. You can move it higher to have it against your heel. Make sure you don't put it on your knee so you can protect your joints. Or you can grab for your foot with your peace fingers, grip it onto your thigh. Using that hip opening Malasana Squat that we did, really opening up the hips as you work on your balance as well. Your gaze is fixed on something in front of you and unmoving. Hands at heart center, standing legs strong. And exhale, return both feet to the mat. Take a breath here. And exhale. This time, shift your weight into your right foot. Bend the left leg. You can place the bottom of your foot next to your ankle, so both feet are on the mat. You can float it up to your shin. Make sure you never put it on your knee to protect that joint, or make it come to your thigh. My right leg is stronger, so I feel more balanced on this side. Just breathe here, wherever feels right for you. And exhale, release. Inhale up, Urdhva Stasana, nice broad back. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to a halfway lift. And exhale, bend both knees and come to a tabletop position. Kiss your toes, knees come out wide, and then sink your hips back until your seat meets your heels. Raise your hands down. Pose. So just breathing into the flow just did. And walk your hands back. Rise to your knees, so you're standing because you're rise on your shins. Place both hands onto your low back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and push your hips in front of you as your gaze comes up for a baby camel. Lengthening in that low back. Really feeling that stretch as your gaze comes up. Chest is open. Shoulder blades are rolled down your back, squeezing together. And exhale, put your big toes together and return to a child's pose. Inhale up, we're gonna go for a camel pose. So rise to your knees, hands are on your back, gaze up, hips are pushed forward, chest is open and proud, shoulders are rolled down your spine. And exhale, return to a tabletop position. Inhale here. And exhale, come sit back on your left side. swing your feet in front of you. So you are in a staff pose. Back is nice and straight as if you're sitting up against the wall behind you. And here we are just going to reach for our toes, get a hamstring stretch in. So here, instead of collapsing towards you, first reach as far as you can. And then when you can't reach any farther, start to lower down. So we are lengthening our spines first, and then coming down into the stretch. And here you can flow with your breath, with inhale, lengthen, and exhale, bend forward. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, release. One more, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, release. I want you to come all the way onto your back. Both feet on the mat, knees bent. So you are in a supine bent knees. Here, ground your palms, your low back, and your feet into the earth. Breathe here. And push your feet into the earth as you rise your hips up. And you are in a bridge pose. So feeling your lower back and your glutes work to keep your hips up. Feeling the earth and your feet connect with each other. And exhale, release. A few breaths here. Inhale, we're going to go for another bridge pose. Hips come up. Low back and glutes are working. Final breath here and release. Grab for your shins, bend your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice tight hug. Now just shift your legs over to the left side as your arms come out to a T and you gaze over your right hands. Inhale, return both knees to the center. And exhale, shift them over to the right. Arms come out to a T and gaze over your left hands. Inhale, return to the center. Give yourself one final hug. And release everything to the mat. Please shimmy your shoulders under. Chin tilt up to keep your neck open. Feet will point to the side, palms facing up. And breathe here. And as you stay in this resting pose, just remember what you believe you can do, you can, and you will. Take a deep breath here. Just rise up carefully and slowly into an easy seat. And thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I hope you have a wonderful day.